On today's program, we're going to spotlight a crucial aspect of the restoration industry, the people, specifically professional development of you as a technician or a manager or whatever role you have in your company. Continuous growth and learning are essential for staying ahead and delivering the best possible service. Well, to talk about this, I'm going to welcome a first-time guest, Scott Tucker, Director of Estimating and Operations with RMS Consulting. Scott, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you as well. Now, Scott, since you're new to my program, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, I currently work for RMS Consulting Firm as an estimator and a director of estimating. I have been with them roughly about 6 months now. And my previous experience within the restoration industry is being a general manager, a CFO of a company, and a large loss estimator and catastrophe estimator for insurance companies.
Fantastic. Sounds like you've been doing this a bit and you've done a lot of things. So that's nice.
Yeah, I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I never thought I would be in it this long, but I love every day, and every day is very new when it comes down to the restoration world.
Today, we're going to talk about becoming the very best you can be in the restoration industry.
Absolutely. I wanted to talk a little bit about how we as individuals kind of shape or map our future within the restoration world. And one of those topics is what type of restoration contractor do you want to be? And for me in the industry, when I was an insurance adjuster, I was offered a job in the restoration world. And my first day on the job, I had to think really clearly of where do I want to go with this? Do I want to be a experienced restoration contractor? Do I want to go back to adjusting? And I really sat down and tried to map out my career path in the restoration and insurance industry. So one of those things that I did that was I decided to take a route on learning. And I looked at education and experience of how I could become a master restorer, whether it was from learning from other people, experiences, their teachings, but how I could collect all this knowledge from all these different places across the country that I had been and would be going, and put that all together as a restoration professional.
So I like that. Let me toss this in here. I think everyone wants to do the best they can do, but there's that daily grind, that every day the same thing over and over again. Can that take away from what you're talking about here?
Absolutely. I think the day-to-day grind is difficult within the restoration world because every day is so different. We don't know when somebody's house is going to catch fire or somebody's flood is going to happen, or maybe somebody's going to need our help across the country for catastrophe. And I think one of the hardest parts of being a restoration professional is how to manage that time in an appropriate way, where you can get to the point where at any moment of time, you can jump in the car and take off to help somebody in need. And I think one of the biggest issues that we have as restoration professionals is that we live for the future and not for the now. Like I look at my life and I'm like, oh, what am I going to do now or in the future to prepare myself to become better in the future? And what happens is that we forget that at any moment of time we could be pulled away from the current situation that we're working at to help somebody else in a catastrophe or disaster.
If you were to ask someone, Scott, do you want to be the best you can be? What are they going to say?
You know what? I think everybody wants to be the best person they could be in any industry.
Yeah.
How we get there is a different path for each person. My path was training, and other people's path might be they want to just be a project manager, or maybe they want to be a catastrophe adjuster, or whatever it might be. Each path is different. As long as you focus and look, those set those goals and look to the future, I think that each person can accomplish those goals and follow the path that they have for themselves.
So I agree with that, but what are the typical challenges that you see people have, or maybe you have faced, where you think you're doing the right thing, you're getting to where you want to be, but then there's just stuff that comes up, things that happen. Can you point to any of those?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember in 2008, I was a general manager of a restoration company. and I was on my path to be successful with this company. And as we all know, 2008, the construction industry fell out. I felt really depressed and discouraged at that time because my company ended up shutting down, and I had to find a new position or job. Unfortunately, at the time, there wasn't as many general management positions in restoration industries across the country because of the economy. And I felt discouraged that I had to move back to an estimator job and start over again. And some of these things happen in our lives. But I learned very quickly that that discouragement could actually turn into something very positive. And that's when I started to become a really good estimator. I focused on not the general management aspect of the industry, but how could I be so good at estimating that no matter what happened in the industry, I could always have a career path that would supply my family enough means to keep them going. So some of these things that happen in our lives, we don't know they're going to happen, but when they happen, we can take these things and turn them positively into really good things that help our career and actually might move us in a different direction that might even push our career to a higher level.
Hmm. I often joke about how we have these life lessons or failures that why do they keep happening? But every time they do, you learn something and you pick yourself up and
Absolutely.
you go forward.
Definitely.
Hmm. So tell me this, what are the real possibilities for an ambitious restoration professional, according to Scott?
Well, I think everybody, whatever their career path is, they can get to that level with hard work and dedication. Also, there's sacrifice involved. My pathway also required moving a lot to different states or traveling to different areas where I could learn and grow from different types of professionals. I remember my first catastrophe when I was, sent away from my family for 3 months, and I had a huge growth slash learning experience on that catastrophe, but there was sacrifice involved. So I think if you're willing to put forth the sacrifice and to learn and be humble and teachable from all these people that have been doing this for years, you can push your career path to an exceptional level. Or you can do a different way. You can go about and own your own company and be really small and just handle small claims and small mitigation services in your area. Whatever that is, I think that if you're always humble and teachable, you can move your career slash your business to the next level.
Let's wrap up with this little quiz for you. You ready?
Okay.
In 3 words or less, Scott, how would you measure success for a restoration professional?
Friendships, experience, and training.
All right. You passed.
Awesome.